Hello and welcome, my friend. Today we're going to focus on something very practical and very useful. 150 essential English sentences for real-life shopping situations, designed for beginner to intermediate learners, from A2 to B1 level. Whether you're shopping at a supermarket, a clothing store, a market, or an online shop, these sentences will help you feel calm, confident, and understood. You don't need to speak fast. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need the right sentences at the right moment. In this session, I'll speak slowly and clearly so you can listen, repeat, and practice along with me. We'll use simple, natural English that people actually say in daily life, asking for prices, sizes, help, discounts, and making polite requests. Try to relax, listen carefully, and repeat each sentence when you hear it. Little by little, these phrases will start to feel familiar, and when the moment comes to use them in real life, the words will be ready. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's begin building your shopping English, one useful sentence at a time. And as we continue, remember this simple idea. Shopping English is not about long conversations. It's about short, clear moments. Most shopping interactions are made of small sentences, polite questions, and quick answers. When you learn these sentences, you remove stress from the situation. You no longer worry about what to say. You simply choose the sentence you need and use it calmly. This is why learning essential sentences is so powerful. They give you confidence before you even speak. Let's begin by understanding the rhythm of shopping conversations. Most of the time, shopping English follows a simple pattern: greeting, asking, responding, deciding, and closing. When you understand this flow, everything feels easier. You walk into a shop and start with a greeting. Hello, hi, good morning. These simple words open the conversation. They show politeness and confidence. You don't need more than that. A friendly greeting is enough to begin. After the greeting comes the purpose. Why are you there? Maybe you want to buy something. Maybe you want to ask a question. Maybe you're just looking. Simple sentences help here. I'm looking for a shirt. I want to buy a phone. I'm just looking. These sentences are short, clear, and very common. When you practice them, they become automatic. And when something is automatic, fear disappears. Now let's talk about asking for help. Many learners feel shy asking for help in English, but shop staff expect it. It's normal. It's part of their job. So you can speak without fear. Simple sentences work best. Can you help me? Excuse me. Could you help me, please? These sentences are polite and natural. You don't need complex grammar. A calm voice and a polite tone are enough. One of the most important shopping skills is asking about price. Price questions are everywhere, and luckily they are very easy in English. How much is this? How much does it cost? What's the price? These sentences work in almost every situation. Practice them slowly. Say them out loud. Let them feel comfortable in your mouth. When you know how to ask about price, shopping becomes much less stressful. Sometimes prices are high and you want something cheaper. This is normal too. You can ask politely, do you have something cheaper? Is there a less expensive option? Do you have this in a lower price? These sentences help you communicate your needs clearly without feeling rude. English shopping culture values politeness, and these sentences sound respectful and natural. Now let's move to asking about size. This is very common in clothing stores. You don't need to explain everything. Simple sentences are enough. Do you have this in medium? Is this available in a larger size? Can I try this in small? These sentences are short and practical. Practice them slowly. Imagine yourself in a store. Picture the clothes. Visual practice helps your brain remember the language. Color is another common topic. Asking about color is easy in English. Do you have this in blue? Is there another color? I'm looking for black. These sentences are direct and clear. When you practice them, focus on pronunciation of colors. Clear pronunciation helps avoid confusion. But remember, mistakes are okay. The goal is communication, not perfection. Now let's talk about trying items. In many shops, you need to ask before trying something. English makes this simple. Can I try this on? Is there a fitting room? Where can I try this? These sentences are extremely useful. Practice them with confidence. Shop staff hear them every day. You are not doing anything unusual. Sometimes you like an item, but you want time to decide. That's normal. You can say, I'll think about it. I'll come back later. I'm not sure yet. These sentences help you exit politely without pressure. They protect your comfort and keep the interaction friendly. Now let's talk about quality. Sometimes you want to know more about the product. You can ask simple questions. Is this good quality? Is this durable? How long does this last? These sentences are useful, especially for electronics, shoes, or bags. You don't need technical words. Simple questions are enough to start the conversation. Another common situation is asking about discounts or sales. This can feel uncomfortable, but it's very normal. You can say, is this on sale? Do you have any discounts? Is there a cheaper price? Say it politely and calmly. English allows direct questions when they are spoken kindly. Now let's move to payment. This is the final part of most shopping conversations. You can say, I'll take this. I'd like to buy this. I'm ready to pay. These sentences signal your decision clearly. They are simple and confident. Practice saying them out loud. Imagine yourself at the counter. Visualization helps language become real. Payment methods are also important. You might need to say, can I pay by card? Do you accept cash? Can I pay online? These sentences are short and practical. They help you avoid confusion at the checkout. Sometimes you need a receipt. You can ask, can I get a receipt? I need the bill, please. These sentences are very common and polite. Shop staff understand them immediately. Now let's talk about online shopping because it's also part of real life. Many sentences are similar. I want to place an order. When will it be delivered? Can I return this? These sentences help you communicate clearly in emails, chats, or apps. Practice them slowly. Online English is still real English. Returns and exchanges can feel difficult, but simple language works here too. I want to return this. Can I exchange this? There is a problem with this item. These sentences are honest and direct. You don't need to explain everything in one sentence. Short sentences are better. Now let's talk about politeness, because politeness is very important in shopping English. Words like please, thank you, and excuse me change everything. Even simple sentences sound friendly when you add them. Can you help me, please? Thank you very much. Excuse me. These small words build respect and confidence. As you practice these sentences, remember to speak slowly. Speed is not important. Clarity is. Shop staff will wait. They are used to different accents and levels. Your job is not to impress. Your job is to communicate. and communication happens when you stay calm and clear. Now let's talk about practice. Don't just read these sentences, speak them, repeat them, use them in your mind. Practice at home, practice in front of a mirror, practice while walking. The more you repeat them, the more natural they feel. And when something feels natural, your confidence grows automatically. You may forget some sentences in real life. That's okay. You can use simpler words. You can point. You can repeat. Communication is flexible. English is flexible. What matters is trying. Every attempt makes you stronger. Shopping is one of the best ways to practice English because it is real, short, and repeated. You shop often. That means you practice often. Each visit is a chance. And as you continue with this practice, something very reassuring begins to happen. The sentences stop feeling like study material and start feeling like tools you can actually use. You recognize them when you hear them in real shops, in movies, in videos, and even in your own thoughts. This recognition is important because it tells your brain, "I've been here before." And when your brain feels familiar with a situation, it stays calm. Calmness is the secret ingredient of good communication. When you are calm, your words come out more easily, your listening improves, and your confidence grows naturally. Now let's slow down and talk about how to really absorb these shopping sentences, not just memorize them. Memorization alone is fragile, it breaks under pressure, but understanding and repetition build strength. When you hear a sentence like, "How much is this?" don't just repeat it once. Repeat it again tomorrow. Use it in your imagination. Picture yourself holding an item. Picture the shop. Hear your voice asking the question. This mental rehearsal is powerful. Your brain cannot always tell the difference between real practice and imagined practice. Both create learning. Another helpful habit is grouping sentences by situation. For example, group sentences for entering a shop, sentences for asking questions, sentences for trying items, and sentences for paying and leaving. When your brain knows the situation, it can quickly choose the right sentence. This reduces stress. You are not searching through all of English. You are choosing from a small, familiar set. That is how fluent speakers work. They don't think of every word. They select from patterns they already know. Let's look more closely at greetings and first contact because first impressions matter. A simple hello or hi spoken clearly is enough. You can add "excuse me" when you need attention. These small phrases open doors. They show respect. They signal that you are ready to communicate. Practice saying them with a relaxed voice. No rush, no tension. A calm greeting sets the tone for the entire interaction. Once the conversation starts, remember that you don't need to fill silence with words. Shop staff may pause to think, check stock, or look at something. Silence is normal. Don't panic. Don't repeat yourself too quickly. Wait calmly. This patience shows confidence, and confidence often matters more than perfect language. Now let's go deeper into asking questions, because questions give you control in shopping situations. When you ask a question, you guide the conversation. You don't need long questions. Short ones are better. Do you have this? Is this available? Can I see that? These sentences are simple, direct, and very common. Practice them slowly. Feel the rhythm. When questions feel easy, shopping feels easier too. Sometimes the answer you get is not what you expected. Maybe the item is not available. Maybe the size is not there. Maybe the price is too high. This is normal. Prepare simple response sentences. Okay, thank you. No problem. That's fine. These sentences help you respond politely and calmly. They keep the conversation friendly and stress-free. Let's also talk about understanding answers. You don't need to understand every word the shop assistant says. Focus on key words: price, size, color, yes, no,
available, not available. These words carry most of the meaning. If you don't understand, it's okay to ask again. Sorry, could you repeat that, please? These sentences are polite and very useful. Asking for repetition is a strength, not a weakness. Now let's talk about numbers, because numbers are everywhere in shopping. Prices, sizes, quantities. Practice listening to numbers. Practice saying them slowly. If you're not sure, you can repeat the number as a question. For example, if the price is 25, you can say 25? This confirms understanding and avoids mistakes. Native speakers do this all the time. Another important area is comparison. Often you compare items. This one is cheaper. That one is bigger. I like this one more. These sentences help you make decisions out loud. Speaking your thoughts helps your brain process them, and it gives shop staff useful information to help you. Don't keep everything in your head. Use simple English to express your preferences. Let's move into the moment of decision. When you decide to buy something, speak clearly. I'll take this. I'd like this one. These sentences are confident and final. Practice them until they feel comfortable. When you can say them without hesitation, you feel a strong sense of independence. That feeling is important. It builds trust in your own ability to use English in real life. If you decide not to buy, that's fine too. I'll leave it. Not today. I'll come back later. These sentences help you exit politely. There is no pressure. Shopping English is about choice. You always have control. Now let's focus again on payment, because this is often where learners feel nervous. The good news is that payment language is very predictable. Card or cash is a very common question. Prepare your answer. Card, please. Cash, please. Short answers are perfect here. No need for full sentences. Natural English uses short replies in these moments. If there is a problem at payment, stay calm. Use simple sentences. My card isn't working. I need a moment. Can I try again? These sentences help you manage the situation without panic. Remember, problems happen to everyone. Language ability is not the issue. Calm communication is. Let's talk briefly about receipts and bags. These are small but common interactions. Can I have a bag? I don't need a bag, thank you. Can I get a receipt? These sentences are easy, polite, and useful. Practice them so they feel natural. Now let's move back to online shopping, because many learners forget that typing English is also practice for speaking. When you write short messages like, I want to return this, or when will it arrive, you are training sentence structure. This helps your speaking too. Language skills support each other. Reading, writing, listening, and speaking are connected. When one improves, the others improve as well. Another very useful habit is reading product descriptions out loud. This may sound simple, but it's powerful. You practice pronunciation, you practice rhythm, you practice real vocabulary. And because the text is about real objects, it feels meaningful. Meaningful practice stays in your memory longer. Now let's talk about mistakes again, because mistakes will happen in shopping situations. You may say the wrong word. You may forget a sentence. You may feel embarrassed. This is okay. Most shop assistants are patient. Many of them speak to non-native speakers every day. They care about helping you, not judging you. When you remember this, your fear becomes smaller. Another thing to remember is that communication is not only words. You can point. You can show the item. You can smile. Body language helps. English is not used alone. It works together with gestures and expressions. Use all the tools you have. As you continue learning these 150 essential sentences, don't rush. You are not racing. You are building something strong. Learn a few sentences, use them, then add more. This slow layering creates deep confidence. Shopping is one of the best real-life classrooms. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a book. The world becomes your classroom. Every shop visit is practice. Every sentence is progress. And progress, even small progress, is powerful. So keep going. Keep listening. Keep repeating. Keep imagining real situations. Let these sentences become familiar friends. And when you step into a shop and speak English calmly and clearly, take a moment to notice that feeling. That feeling is confidence, and it grows every time you use your voice. You are learning practical English, you are building independence, and you are proving to yourself that you can handle real-life situations in English, one sentence at a time, one interaction at a time, one confident step forward.
And as you move forward from here, allow yourself to feel proud of the progress you're making. Real-life shopping English is one of the most practical and empowering parts of language learning because it connects directly to daily independence. Every time you step into a store, open a shopping app, or talk to a cashier, you are not just buying something, you are practicing English in the real world. That matters. It means your learning is alive, useful, and connected to your life. Now, let's gently slow down again and focus on confidence during real interactions. Confidence does not mean speaking loudly or perfectly. Confidence means staying calm, even if your English is simple. It means trusting that short sentences are enough. Many learners think they must explain everything in detail, but in shopping situations, less is more. Simple English works best. This one, please. I like this. Not this one. These short sentences are natural and effective. Practice trusting simplicity. Simplicity gives you control. Another important part of shopping English is listening without panic. Sometimes the shop assistant may speak quickly. Sometimes they may use words you don't know. When this happens, don't freeze. Focus on tone and key words. Listen for numbers, sizes, colors, yes or no. If you don't understand, it's completely okay to ask for help. Sorry, I didn't understand. Can you say that again? These sentences are polite and normal. Asking for clarification shows responsibility, not weakness. Now let's talk about building habits around these sentences. One effective habit is choosing 5 sentences a day. Only 5. Read them. Say them out loud. Imagine using them. That's it. The next day, choose 5 more. This small daily habit is powerful because it's easy to maintain. Big goals often fail because they feel heavy. Small habits succeed because they feel light. And language grows best when practice feels light. Another habit is reviewing while relaxing. You don't need to sit at a desk. You can review sentences while walking, resting, or waiting. Say them quietly in your mind. Whisper them softly. Let them flow. When learning feels calm, your brain absorbs more. Stress blocks memory. Calm opens it. Let's also talk about pronunciation in shopping English. You don't need perfect pronunciation, but clarity matters. Focus on speaking slowly. Separate words slightly. Don't rush. For example, how much is this, spoken slowly, is much clearer than the same sentence spoken fast. Speed comes later. Clarity comes first. Another helpful practice is role play. You can role play alone or with a friend. Pretend you are the customer. Pretend you are the shop assistant. Ask and answer questions. Even simple role play builds confidence because it prepares your brain for real situations. The more familiar a situation feels, the calmer you become when it happens for real. Now let's talk about culture, because shopping culture can be different in different places. In many English-speaking environments, politeness is very important. Using please, thank you, and a calm tone goes a long way. Even when English is simple, politeness makes communication smooth. Can you help me, please? Sounds kind and respectful. Thank you at the end closes the conversation nicely. These small habits create positive experiences. Another important thing to remember is that mistakes in shopping situations are temporary. The moment passes quickly. Even if you say something wrong, the interaction moves on. People forget quickly. You don't need to replay the moment in your mind. Learn from it, then let it go. Confidence grows when you don't hold on to small mistakes.
Let's also talk about progress signs. How do you know you're improving? You start feeling less nervous before entering a shop. You start recognizing sentences when you hear them. You start speaking without thinking too much. You start understanding replies more easily. These are real signs of growth. Even if your English is still simple, your comfort level is increasing, and comfort is a key part of fluency. Now think about the long term. Imagine yourself a few months from now. You walk into a store. You greet the staff. You ask questions calmly. You understand the answers. You pay confidently. You leave feeling relaxed. That version of you is not far away. It's being built every day through small practice. These 150 essential sentences are not just words. They are building blocks for independence. Another powerful idea is repetition in real life. When you find a sentence that works for you, use it often. Use it in different shops. Use it in different situations. Repetition in real life creates deep learning. That sentence becomes part of you, and when many sentences become part of you, English starts to feel natural. Now let's talk about kindness toward yourself. Learning a language takes courage. Speaking in public takes courage. Doing both at the same time is not easy. Be patient. Be kind. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a friend who is learning. Encourage yourself. Celebrate small wins. Kindness creates confidence. Confidence creates progress. As you continue learning these shopping sentences, remember that you don't need to be perfect to be effective. You don't need to sound advanced to be understood. Clear, simple English works in real life, and every time you use it, you are succeeding. Shopping English is not just about buying things. It's about feeling capable in the world. It's about being able to ask, choose, decide, and act in another language. That is powerful. That is freedom. So keep practicing, keep listening, keep repeating, keep imagining real situations. Let these sentences settle into your mind. And when you step into a real shopping situation, trust yourself. You are ready. You have the words you need. And even if you forget something, you know how to stay calm and communicate. You are learning real-life English. You are becoming more confident. And step by step, sentence by sentence, you are building a skill that will support you every day. And as you keep moving forward, let this idea stay with you. Every real-life interaction, no matter how small, is a success when you try. Even if the sentence is not perfect, even if you feel nervous, even if your voice shakes a little, trying is progress, and progress compounds quietly over time. The more often you use these shopping sentences, the more natural they become. One day you will realize that you are no longer translating in your head. The words appear when you need them, and that moment feels incredibly freeing. Now let's return to the idea of preparation, because preparation creates calm. Before you go shopping, take a minute to prepare 2 or 3 sentences you might need. Not everything, just a few. Maybe a greeting, maybe a price question, maybe a payment sentence. When your brain knows what to expect, it relaxes, and when it relaxes, speaking becomes easier. This small preparation step can change your entire experience. Another helpful practice is listening to real shopping conversations. Watch short videos of people shopping. Listen to how short the sentences are. Notice how often people repeat simple phrases. Notice how much pointing, smiling, and body language is used. Real life is simpler than textbooks, and when you align your learning with real life, your confidence grows faster. Let's also talk about tone. Tone matters more than grammar in shopping situations. A calm, polite tone makes communication smooth, even if the sentence is simple. Practice speaking gently. Avoid rushing. Let your words breathe. Tone carries meaning, and a calm tone tells the listener that you are confident and respectful. Now let's talk about using alternatives. If you forget a sentence, don't panic. Use another way. For example, if you forget "how much is this," you can say "price" or "this, how much?" These are not perfect sentences, but they communicate. Communication is flexible. English is flexible. The goal is understanding, not perfection. Another powerful habit is repeating the shop assistant's words. If they say medium, you can reply, "Yes, medium." If they say card or cash, you can repeat card. Repetition confirms understanding and gives you time to think. This technique is very natural and very useful. Let's talk about mistakes again, because they deserve kindness. You may mispronounce a word. You may use the wrong tense. You may feel embarrassed for a second, but the moment passes. The interaction continues. Life goes on, and you learn. Mistakes are temporary. Confidence grows when you don't hold on to them. Now, think about how often you shop in your life. Groceries, clothes, electronics, online orders, returns, payments. These moments repeat again and again. That repetition is a gift. It means you get many chances to practice the same sentences, and repetition in real life is the strongest teacher. Let's also talk about mixing skills. When you read a product label, read it out loud. When you see a price, say it out loud. When you choose between two items, describe your choice in English. These small actions turn passive moments into active practice, and active practice builds speaking skills quickly. Another idea is to keep a small list of useful shopping sentences on your phone. Review them before shopping. Review them after. This quick review strengthens memory. It keeps the language fresh, and it builds confidence before you even speak. Now let's talk about patience again, because language learning is a long journey. You may feel impatient, you may want faster results, but deep learning takes time, and slow, steady practice creates stronger results than rushing. Trust the process, trust your effort, trust that every small practice matters. Let's return to politeness again, because politeness builds positive experiences. Saying please and thank you changes how interactions feel. It creates warmth, it creates respect, and it makes speaking feel safer. These small words carry big power. Use them often. Another important idea is celebrating small wins. Did you ask one question today? Celebrate it. Did you understand the answer? Celebrate it. Did you pay confidently? Celebrate it. These moments matter. They are signs that you are growing, and when you notice them, motivation grows naturally. Now imagine yourself in a busy store, noise around you, people waiting. This can feel stressful, but remember, you don't need to speak more because it's busy. You need to speak less and more clearly. Short sentences, calm tone, simple words. Busy environments reward clarity. Let's talk briefly about confidence in numbers again. Prices, quantities, sizes, these can feel challenging. Practice them slowly at home. Say numbers out loud. Listen to them in videos. Familiarity removes fear, and once numbers feel familiar, shopping becomes much easier. Another helpful practice is to reflect after shopping. Ask yourself in English, what went well? What sentence did I use? What can I practice next time? This reflection strengthens learning. It turns experience into improvement. Now let's talk about independence. Being able to shop in English means you don't always need help. You can choose, you can ask, you can decide. That independence builds confidence not just in English but in life, and that confidence carries into other situations too: travel, work, daily communication. As you continue learning these 150 essential sentences, remember that you are not memorizing a list. You are building a toolkit. Each sentence is a tool you can use when you need it, and the more tools you have, the more capable you feel. Let's also talk about calm repetition. Don't rush to learn all sentences. Learn slowly. Repeat often. Let the language settle. Calm repetition builds long-term memory, and long-term memory is what supports fluent speaking. Now imagine a future moment. You walk into a shop, you greet the staff, you ask what you need, you understand the response, you make a decision, you pay, you leave, calmly, no stress, no panic, just communication. That moment is not far away. It is built from everything you are practicing now. So keep going, keep practicing gently, keep trusting the process. These essential shopping sentences are opening doors for you, doors to confidence, independence, and real-life English use. And remember, real-life English is not about sounding perfect. It's about being understood, being polite, and being calm. And you are learning how to do exactly that. One sentence at a time, one shopping moment at a time, one confident step forward.
And as you stay with this journey, let yourself fully accept one comforting truth. You are already capable of using English in real life. You may not feel fluent yet, but capability comes before confidence. Every sentence you learn, every question you ask, every response you understand is proof that you can function in English. That proof matters. It slowly replaces fear with trust. And when trust grows, speaking becomes lighter, easier, and more natural. Now let's gently talk about rhythm again, because shopping English has its own rhythm. Short sentences, clear pauses, simple responses. This rhythm is friendly to learners. You don't need long explanations. Most interactions are quick and predictable. When you understand this rhythm, your body relaxes. You don't rush. You don't overthink. You move step by step through the interaction, and that calm rhythm carries you forward. Another powerful idea is learning to listen for intention instead of words. When a shop assistant speaks, they usually want one of three things: information, confirmation, or payment. You don't need to understand every word to understand the intention. For example, card or cash is not a long sentence, but even if you miss one word, you understand the intention. This skill, listening for intention, reduces stress and increases confidence. Let's also talk about confidence in repetition. Repetition is not weakness. Repetition is how language becomes automatic. When you use the same sentence many times, your brain stops working hard. It moves the sentence into memory. And once something is in memory, you can use it without fear. That is why repeating essential shopping sentences is so effective. You are training automatic responses. Now let's think about mistakes one more time, but from a different angle. Mistakes mean you are using the language. Silence means you are not. Between mistake and silence, mistake is always better. Mistakes create feedback. Silence creates nothing. So choose mistakes. Choose action. Every mistake brings you closer to fluency. Another helpful habit is slowing your breathing before you speak. A slow breath relaxes your body. A relaxed body supports a clear voice. Before you speak in a shop, take one calm breath, then speak. This small physical action can completely change how confident you feel. Speaking is not only mental, it is physical. Breathing supports language. Now let's talk about flexibility. Sometimes the exact sentence you learned doesn't fit the situation. That's okay. Use parts of it. Use key words. For example, if you forget, "Is there a discount?" you can say "discount" with a polite tone. Communication is flexible. English allows this. The goal is understanding, not perfection. Another powerful skill is confirming understanding. You can do this simply. Repeat what you heard. Nod. Say okay. Say yes. These small confirmations show that communication is happening. They give you time. They keep the conversation smooth. Now think about how this shopping practice helps your English overall. You learn polite language, you learn numbers, you learn questions, you learn responses. These skills transfer to many other situations: restaurants, travel, work, daily conversations. Shopping English is not isolated. It supports your entire language journey. Let's talk about motivation. Motivation grows when you see results, and results come from real-life use. Every successful shopping interaction, no matter how small, builds motivation. You think, "I did that." That thought is powerful. It pushes you to practice more, and practice creates improvement. Another idea is to make shopping English fun. Treat it like a game. Each time you shop, choose one sentence to use. When you use it successfully, smile. That smile matters. It tells your brain that learning is positive, and positive learning sticks. Now let's return to kindness again. Be kind to yourself when things don't go perfectly. Learning a language is complex. It involves memory, emotion, culture, and courage. You are doing something challenging. Respect that. Encourage yourself the way a good teacher would. As you continue learning these essential sentences, remember that language grows through use, not pressure. Pressure creates fear. Fear blocks speaking. Use creates familiarity. Familiarity creates confidence. Confidence creates fluency. Now imagine yourself months from now. You don't think about shopping English anymore. You just speak. You greet, you ask, you respond, you decide, you pay. It feels normal. That future is built from today's small practice. You are not behind. You are learning. You are not weak. You are growing. And every sentence you practice brings you closer to calm, confident, real-life English. So keep going. Keep repeating. Keep practicing gently. Let these 150 essential shopping sentences become part of you. Let them support you in real situations, and trust that your English is becoming stronger every day. You are building real-life skills, you are building independence, and you are doing it one clear, simple sentence at a time.
And as you remain with this process, let your awareness settle on something important. Language learning is not a race, and shopping English is not a performance. It is a practical skill that grows stronger every time you use it calmly. There is no audience judging you. There is no score. There is only communication. And communication succeeds when meaning is shared, even simply. When you truly understand this, pressure falls away. Speaking becomes lighter. Your voice becomes steadier, and your mind stops resisting the moment. Now let's spend some time on mindset, because mindset shapes how well these sentences work for you. If you enter a shop thinking, "I might fail," your body tightens, your breathing becomes shallow, your words hide. But if you enter thinking, "I know enough to communicate," your body relaxes, your breathing slows, your words come forward. The sentences you've practiced are already there. Mindset does not change your vocabulary, but it changes your access to it. A calm mindset unlocks what you already know. Another helpful mindset shift is understanding that shop assistants are not teachers, they are helpers. Their goal is not to correct your English. Their goal is to help you find what you need. When you remember this, fear reduces. You are not being tested, you are being assisted. And that changes everything. Let's now talk about building fluency through repetition in context. Repetition is most powerful when it happens in the same situation again and again. For example, every time you go to a grocery store, you hear similar words, similar questions, similar answers. This repetition builds familiarity. Over time, your brain stops working hard. It recognizes patterns. It predicts responses. And prediction is a sign of fluency developing. Now think about the sentence, "I'm just looking." This sentence is simple but powerful. It gives you space. It removes pressure. It buys you time. Learning sentences like this is not just about language, it's about emotional comfort. When you know how to pause politely, you feel more in control, and control reduces anxiety. Let's explore the idea of control further. Many learners feel nervous because they think conversations control them. But when you know essential sentences, you gain control. You can ask questions. You can slow things down. You can say no. You can say later. This sense of control builds confidence very quickly, and confidence encourages more speaking. Another useful technique is preparing safe sentences. Safe sentences are sentences you know very well and can use any time. For shopping, these might be, "Can you help me, please? How much is this? I'll take this." When you feel nervous, return to these sentences. They ground you, they give you stability, and from that stable place, you can explore more language. Now let's talk about listening again, but this time with a focus on acceptance. You may not understand everything the shop assistant says. That's okay. You are not required to understand everything to communicate successfully. Focus on what you do understand. Respond to that. Communication is cooperative. The other person will adjust if needed. You are not alone in the interaction. Another important habit is staying present. Don't think about the sentence you used 5 seconds ago. Don't worry about the sentence you might need next. Stay in the moment. Listen, respond, breathe. Presence improves speaking more than preparation alone. When you are present, your brain works more efficiently. Let's talk about confidence in saying no, because this is important in shopping. Saying no politely is a real-life skill. No, thank you. Not today. I don't need that. These sentences are short, polite, and powerful. Knowing how to say no makes you feel safe, and feeling safe makes speaking easier. Now consider the emotional side of learning shopping English. For many learners, shopping in English is one of the first public uses of the language. That can feel vulnerable. Acknowledge that. It's okay to feel nervous. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is speaking anyway. Every time you speak, despite nervousness, you build emotional strength. Another powerful idea is to notice improvement, not perfection. Improvement shows up in small ways. You hesitate less. You understand more quickly. You feel less tense. These changes matter. They are signs that your practice is working. Even if your English still feels simple, your comfort is growing, and comfort is a core part of fluency. Let's also talk about learning through mistakes one more time, but gently. When something goes wrong, instead of replaying it in your mind, ask one calm question. What can I practice for next time? Then move on. This approach turns mistakes into guidance instead of stress. It keeps your learning forward-focused. Now imagine a typical shopping day in your future. You walk in. You greet the staff naturally. You ask what you need. You understand enough to respond. You make a decision. You leave calmly. There is no drama, no tension, just communication. This is not a fantasy. It is a realistic outcome of consistent practice. You are building this outcome sentence by sentence. Each essential sentence you learn adds to your ability. Each practice session strengthens your confidence. Each real-life interaction reinforces your learning. Nothing is wasted. Everything counts. Now let's talk about ownership. When you use English successfully in real life, even once, take ownership of that success. Say to yourself, I did that. Don't minimize it. Don't dismiss it. Ownership builds self-trust, and self-trust is the foundation of confident speaking. Another helpful habit is journaling briefly after shopping. Write 1 or 2 sentences in English about what you did. I bought groceries today. I asked for the price. This reinforces memory. It connects experience with language, and it deepens learning. Let's also talk about learning patience with accent. Your accent may remain. That's okay. Accent is not a problem. clarity matters more, and clarity improves with slow, calm practice. Many fluent speakers have accents. They communicate successfully every day. You can too. Now think about the bigger picture. Shopping English is one piece of real-life English. As you master this piece, your confidence spreads to other areas: restaurants, travel, appointments, small talk. Skills transfer, confidence transfers, growth multiplies. And finally, return to the most important idea of all. You are allowed to learn slowly. You are allowed to be imperfect. You are allowed to take your time. Fluency grows best in a relaxed, patient environment, and you are creating that environment for yourself right now. So continue gently, continue calmly, continue practicing these essential shopping sentences. Let them become familiar. Let them become easy, and trust that every time you speak, you are becoming more confident, more capable, and more fluent in real-life English. You are not just learning sentences, you are learning how to move through the world with confidence in another language. And that is a powerful skill, one you are building step by step, moment by moment, sentence by sentence.